LaQuita Parks, CEO and founder of PayPro Publishing. She's passionate about helping individuals take their story from a thought to a realization. PayPro stands for pain, progress, victory. The subject LaQuita is all too familiar with. A survivor of childhood medical trauma, she experienced a series of events that have forced her to battle with the painful effects that will last throughout her lifetime. Despite these challenges, LaQuita is an overcomer, and she believes you are an overcomer too. As publisher and contributing author, she told her inspirational story in the international and domestic best-selling anthology, She Said Yes to Herself, Unapologetically Empower Her Guide. She uses her story to motivate, encourage, and inspire others to share their stories. She believes there is someone waiting on the other end of your story to get healing from their story. Free yourself from the pain and shame of a tucked away story. Do you want to tell your own powerful narrative, but you aren't sure where to start? Your journey towards healing begins now.
Well, hello. It's me, guys. Look, you see what kind of hair day I'm having today? I am here in Georgia, and it's me. I'm Dr. LaQuita Parks, the CEO and founder of PayPro Publishing. And I know you guys are excited. I know the people who were nominated for the PayPro Publishing Book of the Year Award. I know you guys are excited, and you guys are waiting to hear who the winners are. And I am just as excited too. So I want to say, first of all, thank you so much for if you were nominated, if someone nominated you, if you nominated yourself, if you nominated someone else, thank you so much. I will say before I get started with anything that all of the stories were amazing. They were simply amazing. Now, I'm going to go over a little bit of the history and some of the rules for the PayPro Publishing Book of the Year Award. This was our first time doing this, and I'm super excited about it. And I'm super excited about the winners and everything. I have grown through this process. Okay. So first, I want to thank the judges. Okay. The judges were independent of PayPro Publishing. They don't have a dog in this fight, in this publishing fight. They are just readers. They love to read. So I'm not going to call their names out, but I'll give the letters. So I want to first thank A. White for her feedback and for her diligence. And listen, straight no chaser, because she had some questions and she had some comments for her reading. She was one of the judges. The second judge was Jay McNeese. And thank you so much for going through and reading it. And I know some days were tough, but I thank you for getting through it. Also, I want to thank Miss V. Warner. Listen, if you guys need a beta reader or an early reader for your books, let me know, because V. Warner, Val, was amazing. When I tell you she dissected these stories and gave some real hard feedback, she did. And I want to thank my good friend Elle Lonk. She was amazing. So there were 4 amazing judges, and I am so grateful. So I have some, let me just kind of read to you a little bit on how we selected and what the eligibility was. So it was books must be published within the specified eligibility period set by PayPro. That was us. All genres are accepted, but books must be original works of the authors. Okay. Self-published and traditional published books were eligible, and books, of course, must be submitted in English because, you know, we read English. And so authors, publishers, and illustrators were able to nominate and submit their book. However, each submission had to complete the form, and unfortunately, there were several who did submit and who nominated people, but they didn't complete it. I did reach out to do my due diligence, but I didn't get returned back from everybody. So unfortunately, if you don't hear your name or don't see anything from, what that you submitted, it was because your form was not completed. And also, our criteria, what criteria? Originality and creativity, writing quality, grammar, style, structure. It needed to make sense. It needed to flow. Impact. What impact did your story have on the judges? And relevance. Was your book relevant? Sometimes we can write and we kind of get off on a tangent and it doesn't really make sense. So it had to be relevant, aligned with the theme of pain, progress, victory, and your book cover design, the layout, the overall feel of the book. So I know you guys don't care about any of that. All you care about is if you want or not, right? So I want to just kind of introduce some of the people who submitted their stories. So let's see how we do this. Um, I'm new at this, so give me a minute. Here we go. So our first nominee is Vicki Simmons Davis. Her book is called The Talking Encyclopedia. And oh my goodness, Miss Vicki Davis told the story of how she taught herself not to stutter. And it's a book where she talked about her family dynamics, her family history. Her book was amazing. So introducing Vicki Simmons Davis, she was a nominee. Her book title was The Talking Encyclopedia. Then we have Miss, trying to get it, y'all. Oh, here we go. Macia Bomani. Her book is called, a children's book, A World Without Me. Wow. What in the world would life be like if we did not have the things that we have? So I don't know if you guys can see it, but A World Without Me, children's book nomination. Thank you, Macia. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And we have Anthony Wallace. Will somebody please teach me how to be a man? He was in the memoir and inspirational category. You guys know this lady, Jacqueline Cox. Mountains Can't Rise Without Earthquakes. Her book has already been on the number one. It's been on the Amazon bestseller list for over a year now. So Mountains Can't Rise Without Earthquakes. Dr. Audrey Ann Moses, Dead Girl Walking. Oh my goodness. What's in a name? What's in a name? So, when you guys are naming your children, be careful how you name your children. That's all I'm going to say. All of these books are available. They will be available for purchase on Amazon, but they'll be available also on the Paper V Publishing website. And so you guys will be able to connect with them and purchase their books. We have Miss Linda Cornegay, Daddy Tears, A Daughter's Search. This woman searched for 40 years for her biological father, 40 years. And she found him. She had a chance to spend several years with him before he passed away. But Linda Cornegay, Daddy's Tears, A Daughter's Search. Jacqueline Young Landy, This Is Not a Practice Life. She's teaching you about living and loving and manifesting the life that you want, because this is not a practice life. You only get one life. We have Vernon T. Smith Sr., My Life's Greatest Troubles, Part 1. Vernon talks about his life growing up in Atlanta, Georgia, and all of the things that he went through growing up in these streets. Amazing book. It was so good, he went back and did My Life's Greatest Troubles, Part 2. Awesome. And here we have Marvis Cox, his book, My Box of Chocolates, a beautiful book of poetry, inspiration. We have Keisha Boyd. Her book is called The Pain My Smile Hides. Isn't that a beautiful smile? She talks about love and relationships and what happens behind the screen. Okay, I'm going to let you guys figure that out. And then we have Tracy Adams, How William Got His Wings. Okay, How William Got His Wings, a beautiful book that she wrote for a student who had cancer, and she dedicated this book to his family. And so she has another book coming out called How William Met Mommy. So beautiful, beautiful book. And oh my goodness, Latanya Perosier, Letter to My 8-year-old self, my 8-year-old me. This lady wrote a book she wrote a letter in the form of a book to her 8-year-old self. And guys, and I'm supposed to be holding up these books, but I'm talking so much I forgot. This is her book, Letter to the 8-year-old me. Oh wow, it's real, guys. Real, guys. We should all think about writing a letter to our 8-year-old selves. And then we have Shanita Dawson Uwokiel. I know I pronounced that wrong. I'm sorry, Shanita. And her daughter nominated her for her story in Our Journey from Girls to Women. This is a beautiful story. This woman talks about how she survived being shot 10 times by her husband. So these books, again, will be available, but Our Journey from Girls to Women. And then we have Ina Johnson Myers, Rising Above Narcissistic Abuse, Volume 2. Oh my goodness. When you talk about what people go through and how they rose above the abuse that they endured for so many years from a narcissist, Rising Above Narcissistic Abuse, Volume 2. And she got a Volume 3 coming out, y'all. And there's a Volume 1. So again, we'll connect you with these authors after the winners are announced. Kimberly Raven, Butterfly in a Jar, a beautiful story about, what a butterfly does. They come out of their cocoon. And she's the beautiful butterfly in a jar. And she tells an amazing story of Butterfly in a Jar. And here is her book here, Butterfly in a Jar. Again, they will be available. Then we have Robert Brooks, his book, Rock Bottom. It's a modern day story of the prodigal son. It is an amazing story. And again, these stories were awesome. I couldn't have picked these. I could not have picked these. So they had a wonderful time reading the stories, but they were very, very hard to pick. And then we have Don Martini Celine Sr., A Life Worthy of Death, an amazing book about his childhood in Haiti. He's from Haiti. We have Chanel Coleman Wesley. She said yes to herself unapologetically, the Empower Her Guide for Women. Amazing, amazing book, amazing self-help book for women. It is an Empower Her Guide for Women. And we have Sharon Smith, Dreamer, children's book, Dreamer. And wow, it is amazing. I hope I got everybody, but I saved some for last. I want to talk about some children's books written by children. This is Jaden Smith Cox. His book, The Honorable Bee, was written by him. So we have children's books. We have several categories. So we have children's books written by children, and we have children's books written by adults, and we have children's books written by adults, but illustrated by children. Okay, I said a mouthful. So again, it was so very hard to choose in these categories. So we did what we could, and it's going to be great. Okay. And then there is Mr. Marvis Cox Jr. with his book, My Superpowers Are Not Weird. And I am very, very partial to this book because his superpowers are autism. And I love, love, love this book. I love all of the books, but this book especially, this children's book. Look at this little man. Isn't he cute? I absolutely love it. So again, I know you guys don't care. You guys don't care what I'm saying. You guys don't care about that. You just care about the winners, right? You want to know who won. So without further ado, here I am back again. We're going to talk about the winners. So there were two different areas. Okay, there are categories and there are two winning sections. And what I did was, because I'm a publisher with Pay Pro V Publishing, CEO and founder of Pay Pro V Publishing, I wanted, and I've published a lot of books for a lot of people. I wanted the people who I've published for, I wanted their books to be included in the Book of the Year award. And I did not want to exclude them. I also did not want to exclude people that I didn't publish for. I wanted their books to be for them to be able to have their books submitted as well. So what I did, in order to be fair, there will be two groups of winners. There will be winners from the Pay Pro V published side, and there will be winners from the non-Pay Pro V published side. Okay, so I didn't want anybody to say, okay, she just picked all her people, she's not being fair. I didn't want to, and I don't know if anybody would say that, but I would feel that way. So I wanted to make sure that I was clear on that. So there will be winners from Pay Pro V published authors, and there will be winners from non-Pay Pro V published authors. So I will announce the winners from the categories, but I'll make sure to let you know who was Pay Pro V published and who was not. Okay, does that make sense? Okay, I feel like, I know I'm talking to people. I know that you guys are there listening, but I feel like I'm talking to myself. So here we go. All right. So who I want to announce first in the category of poetry. Okay, in the category of poetry, we have Natasha Hagens. Natasha Hagens is the first place winner, and I'll have all the graphics. So give me, be patient with me, because I'm just learning all of this StreamYard stuff. So I don't quite know how to pull everything and have everything here. So I'm talking. So forgive me. Okay, will you guys forgive me? I promise they will come up later, and you'll see them all. So Natasha Hagens is the first place winner for in the category of poetry for the Pay Pro V Pay Pro V Publishing Book of the Year award. So congratulations, Natasha, first place winner. Okay, in the place of poetry for well, you know what, I'm going to do a little different. So I'm going to list the winners first, and then I'll tell you the categories, and there'll be Pay Pro V and there'll be none. So Natasha is not a Pay Pro V published author. She was independently published through another company, but she is our first place winner in the area of poetry. Okay. And then we have Rising Above Narcissistic Abuse, Volume 2, in first place for anthology. And this is for Ina Johnson Meyer. She's the visionary on that project. So congratulations, first place winner. And then we have in the area of memoirs and autobiography, Melanie Johnson. Melanie Johnson, Womanly Wisdom. And her picture didn't come up because it says there's a technical issue going on here. But Melanie Johnson, first place winner for memoirs. Awesome. Okay. And then we have second place for memoirs, Latanya Perosa, which is Letter to My 8-Year-Old Self. Second place. So congratulations to those ladies, and those are all ladies. Congratulations. And I will post all of this, so don't worry. I'll post it all soon as this live is over, soon as all the winners are announced. Okay. And then so the children's books by children, those are automatically winners, because who can say no to these beautiful babies? Jaden Smith Cox, his book, The Honorable Bee, first place winner in preteen category, first place under children's book. And then Marvis Cox, My Superpowers Are Not Weird, first place winner as well. So these are children's books done by children. So congratulations to these babies. I am so very proud of the children. We have several books that are published that are written, children's books written by children. These were winners for this is the 2024 category. We have a 9-year-old who just published her book, The Sister's First Chores, Maya Adams. And congratulations to her. She wasn't able to submit her book in this year because it just came out. But there are so many beautiful, beautiful books by children. Okay. And so the next category is children's books by adults. So congratulations to Macia Bomani. You are the first place winner with um, your book, A World Without Me. The judges were like blown away by the graphics, and they were also blown away by the impact. So, especially now with everything that's going on in the world, what would happen? What would the world look like if it did not have our contributions? So, congratulations, Macia Bomani, for your first place book on A World Without Me. In second place, we have Dreamer. Congratulations, Sharon Denise Smith, for Dreamer. Dreamer is a beautiful book illustrated by a young man, and it is beautiful. The judges love the book, and they were fascinated by the young lady who wrote the book. And here's Dreamer, and I don't know if you guys can see these beautiful, beautiful illustrations. They are beautiful, beautiful. And I did not show you the illustrations for A World Without Me. These are the illustrations for A World Without Me. Beautifully, beautifully done. Beautifully done. And so we have also in the children's book area, we have one more. We have a third prize winner. So it was very, very difficult to go through and determine the winners of the children's book. The judges had a difficult time, but this is what they came up with. So there's a third place winner, and that third place winner goes to Tracy Adams for her book on how William got his wings. They said the story was touching, very, very touching. And kudos to you, Tracy, for having the heart to write the story for your student. So your book was third place, and congratulations, congratulations. All right. So those are the children's books categories. And we have one more. We have an illustrator category for a children's book. The illustrator, and she was submitted. Her name is Kalina Lonk, and she wins first place in the illustrator category, where she was the illustrator for the book A Right to a Rainbow. And these are Kalina's illustrations. Very colorful, very beautiful, very beautiful. Well done. And this was her first illustrated work. So congratulations. And I'm so excited. So these are the people who nominated themselves or were nominated by others, and they completed the process. And so in the area of children's books, congratulations, congratulations. Okay, so let's move on to the men's category. Now, there were not a whole lot of men that submitted, but we decided to do this a little differently also, because you guys know men don't typically get into get into contests like this, and men don't typically share their stories. So we wanted to recognize these men who took the time, and most of these men were nominated. Okay, they were nominated because they probably wouldn't have nominated themselves. But so we're going to go through the men. So we have in first place, Anthony Wallace. Will somebody please teach me how to be a man? Now, all of the judges, all of the judges had a lot to say about this book. This book is an amazing story about what Anthony Wallace went through as a child, growing up, being the only child of 7 children who grew up without his father, and the abuse that he sustained at the hands of his stepfather. What they loved about it, one of the judges said that she got angry, she cried, she got angry, she cried. And the poetry in this book was amazing. So, congratulations, Anthony Wallace. First place for Will Somebody Please Teach Me How to Be a Man in Memoirs and Autobiographies. In the second place, I'm sorry, first place in poetry, because there's other areas. The first place in poetry comes from this beautiful, beautiful book, My Box of Chocolates by Mr. Marvis Cox. Mr. Marvis Cox wrote poetry, and I love the way that he pours his heart out. The judges thought that the book was very nicely done, very well written, and the poetry was beautiful. So congratulations in the area of poetry. First place for Mr. Marvis Cox. And then we have science fiction, fantasy fiction, I'm sorry. Don Martini Celine Sr., A Life Worthy of Death. So he tells the story of growing up, of coming of age in Haiti, and what he went through, and what the people in Haiti continue to go through. The story is well written. Now, Don Martini is a teacher, so what the judges loved about it was there is a scavenger hunt in this book. So if you get to the end, you have to get to the end of the book to be able to complete the scavenger hunt. So congratulations, Don Martini, on A Life Worthy of Death, first place for fantasy fiction. And we have also Vernon, and I don't have his book up here, Vernon Smith Sr., Vernon T. Smith Sr., his book, My Life's Greatest Troubles. What an amazing, amazing book. So his book came in, I'm sorry, I was wrong. Creative nonfiction. Anthony Wallace's book was creative nonfiction. That's what the judges rated it because of the way that he intertwined poetry in his story. It's kind of like he talked about his story and then he wrote a poem that kind of, sealed in the hurt, what he was going through. And so they said it was very creative. So creative nonfiction is his. And Vernon Smith, My Life's Greatest Troubles, Part 1, number 1, first place in memoirs and autobiographies. All right. And then we have Mr. Robert Brooks. Again, this is Rock Bottom, and he is first place in Christian nonfiction. This is a modern day story of the prodigal son. And the way that he uses, I love when people know how to string their words together. So the way that he uses the words to determine to go through the modern day rock bottom, the modern day prodigal son, and what happens with the father, what happens with the father, and what happens with the son, and all of that. So I'm so excited about Rock Bottom, and congratulations to Robert Brooks. Okay, and moving right along. We have, and I'm moving these out of the way. And boy, I'm telling you, I am so excited, so very excited, and nervous at the same time, y'all. This was a lot. It was a lot. And I didn't do the judging, but I've read all of these books. And yes, I published most of them, but I've read all of these books. And when I tell you that I am so very grateful for everybody who submitted their stories to be nominated for the Book of the Year award. So as you can see, we have lots of categories and lots of winners. So everybody's a winner. Everybody's not a first place winner, but in the different categories, everybody's a winner. So let's move along. So we have in third place for memoirs and autobiographies for our women, we have Jacqueline Young Landy. This is Not a Practice Life. And so actually, I'm sorry, it's in the self-help category because she's teaching you how to live your best life in the areas of your dress, so your personal appearance, your physical, health and wellness, and your finances. So the judges put it in the self-help category, and it's kind of self-help memoir kind of tied together. Beautiful book. Congratulations, Jacqueline Young Landy. Your book is third place. Thank you so much. And then we have in second place under I'm looking at my notes here. I want to make sure I don't miss anything. In second place for wait a minute. I'm wrong. And I'm sorry, I'm getting pings. So if you're trying to reach me, just come on live. Just come on. Come on. All right. So we have also for first that was second place for Jacqueline Young Landy. This is not a practice life. In first place, we have Chanel Coleman Wesley, the Empower Her. She said yes to herself unapologetically. Empower Her guide. Chanel Coleman Wesley is first place, and congratulations, Chanel. And for those of you who are tuning in, by the time you see this, if you see this replay, then you will have seen the winners, and you will have seen their books, and you will have seen all of the great graphics and all of that, all of those things. Okay, so moving on. The next one we have in memoirs, in third place, we have Keisha Boyd, The Pain My Smile Hides. Okay, her book in The Pain My Smile Hides. This is Keisha. It's this beautiful smile she has. This book is third place. Congratulations, Keisha Boyd. Okay, and then this was a hard one. This was a really hard one. Second place in memoirs autobiography was Vicki Simmons Smith. And Vicki talks about Talking Encyclopedia. Vicki's book, Talking Encyclopedia, she taught herself how not to stutter. Beautiful, beautiful book. So congratulations, Vicki, second place winner. And then first place, Daddy Tears. This book is by Linda Cornegay. Linda first place. Linda searched for her daddy for 40 years, and she found him. And she had an opportunity to spend time with him before he passed away. Linda grew up not knowing that the father that was raising her was not her biological father. And the way that she found out was just heartbreaking. But you have to get Linda's book, Daddy Tears, number 1. Congratulations. Okay. Almost done. In the area of inspirational, we have number 1, Butterfly in a Jar. Butterfly in a Jar. This is Kimberly Raven, and it is a beautiful, beautiful story of how she grew up with, there was some, her father was an alcoholic, and she grew up and she learned how she came out of her cocoon. She endured a lot growing up, but she was just telling us beautiful story of how a butterfly transformed while in the jar. Okay, so you have to get the book, and congratulations, number one. And then as we get down to the final books, we have here, and I was, the judges kind of struggled, and I struggled too, because I didn't know which category to put it in, because it's not a memoir. It's more of a history book. And so we put this in its own category because I believe it deserves to go in its own category. And this is a bit personal for me because I had an amazing opportunity to meet this lady. This book is written by Mary Beal, and it's called How to Live Well Past 100. And so this is personal for me because I had an opportunity to meet Mother Lucille Shazer, who died last year at 109 years old. And this book was written about her. This was about her life. So congratulations, Mary Beal, for in the area of history nonfiction. This is How to Live Well Past 100. Congratulations, you guys, especially you guys who love history and who love, knowing about your past and your ancestry. This is a great book for you, a great, great book for you. So congratulations. And this book, the final one, it got rave reviews by everyone, all four unanimously of the judges. Each one of the judges had a lot of feedback. They had a lot of comments. One of the judges said, and so we have, so just so you guys know, we have scoring sheets, and we have comments. So we have scoring sheets for people, for everybody. So we just not making it up off the top of my head. And it seemed like I'm a little razzled, but this is where we are. But some of the comments for Dead Girl Walking, one of the judges said she felt like it was a dark story. She did not like the story. She liked the writing, thought it was well written, but the story broke her heart. The story about Jane Doe broke her heart. She said it was emotional. It was emotional. It took you on a ride. The abuse that Jane Doe sustained from her husband, from the disregard from her family. The book was filled with emotions, and each one of the judges were like, wow, this book is amazing. And they wanted to know, is there a part two? Because it left people wanting to know what happened to Jane Doe. Where is Jane Doe? Where does she go from next? And so congratulations to the top winner out of all the categories, Dr. Audrey Ann. Well, we have one more. Dr. Audrey Ann Moses, Dead Girl Walking. Amazing, amazing book. Amazing, amazing, amazing. All right. So I said that was the last one, but it was not. There is one more, and this book has been it has been everywhere. It has been all over the place. It has been everywhere. To the point that I don't even have a copy in my hand right now because I have it in the car because well, you know what? Actually, okay, I don't think I pulled it off the shelf. I did not pull it off the shelf. But this book is Mountains Can't Rise Without Earthquakes. Now, if you who are listening to me, if you don't know or have not heard of Mountains Can't Rise Without Earthquakes by Jacqueline Cox, you've been living under a rock. This book was published by Paper V Publishing. All of the judges, it was touching, and it was more touching because this is the story of Jacqueline Cox, and she talks about her mother China, and her mother China passed away just about a month ago. And so it puts a different feel to the book because China is no longer here. But I am so glad that Jacqueline's husband, Marvis Cox, he nominated this book for her. And I'm telling you, it's a page turner. It is a page turner. And the judges each love the book. So in memoirs and autobiographies, it is also a number one. It's also a number one, first place winner. And the decisions didn't come lightly. It took a long time to get to these decisions, and some of them we just couldn't decide. So there were two number one books in memoirs and autobiographies under the categories of women. That's what I have. That's it. We will be doing an official Book of the Year award. So stay tuned for that, where each of the winners will have an opportunity to come on and they'll talk about their books. They will, they'll have some time to talk about their books, and they will also be able to tell you how to connect with them. They can share, some wonderful things that they will receive. So each one of the winners will receive prizes. So everybody will receive a certificate for being nominated. And as you see, they have already received certificates, but they'll receive a U1, a year winner certificate from Paypro V Publishing. They will also receive marketing for their book, promotional marketing. The number one first place winners will receive magazine feature. They'll receive some podcast interviews. They will also be marketed on our website for a year. They will also receive special promotions, which we will share with them when I talk to the individuals and share what their prizes are. And they will also, again, get to be a featured speaker at our Paper V Publishing Book of the Year Award. Okay. And then there's some more prizes that, we'll talk to them about. So we'll announce that to them once they know. I don't know if they've seen this, or I know there are some people watching, but that's what I have. So with that being said, I am going to say thank you again. This was our first Paypro V Publishing Book of the Year Award. I was asked by so many people, say, LaQuita, you should do a Book of the Year Award. You should do a Book of the Year Award. I have been nominated myself with other publishers, other literary awards for Paypro V for some of my books. And I participated in some. Some of them were, I never did it before, so I couldn't judge, but I wanted to be fair in this. Okay. But it's hard work. It's a lot of hard work. You got to get the nominations in. You got to make sure everything's right. You got to get it to the judges. You got to make sure the judges are on task. You got to make sure that we meet the deadline. We got to make sure that we say what we're going to say. We're going to make sure that we promise what we promise. We give what we're going to give. Make sure the fees are paid. There was a fee of $40, $45 for the entry. And even with that, they received a promotional certificate saying that they were nominated. And each one, again, will get a thank you for participating certificate, among some other things. So with that being said, I am the CEO and founder of Paypro V Publishing. And if you have any questions for me, if I can help you in any way, please, please, please don't hesitate to reach out to me at payprovpublishing.com. We have a lot of great things going on. We have a lot of projects coming out. We are busy. Do you hear me? We are busy, and it's a beautiful thing. One of the things that I'm grateful for is that God has gifted me with the ability to be able to touch so many people to help them tell their stories. And it isn't easy. It is not easy, because there are so many people who have dealt with trauma and who live with trauma and who are just trying to get through it. And writing is healing for you, and it's healing for the other people. So the people that's reading your story, they may be in the middle of where you've already come out from. So if you haven't started writing your story, write your story. And listen, in everything, there's so much going on in the world. People are dying, people are losing money, people are losing their jobs, losing their homes, health is failing. On my way to meet my daughters today, I saw an accident behind me. The car behind me, I don't know whether he was speeding, I don't know what happened, but when I looked in the rearview mirror, the car did a spin out behind me, flipped, and he went over the wall and hit the wall, landed on the driver's side, on its side. And if that person survived, it is surely by the grace of God, because it just hurt my heart. It hurt my heart. So to that person, that family, I pray that they survive that accident. So, life is very short. So when, instead of, we're social media addicts. So instead of just going through social media, judging what you see, take the time to write your story. Write and journal, get it out of here and put it on the paper. Pray, do what you have to do to be fulfilled, because what's going on in the world, we can't change what's going on. We can only change us. Okay. And so my little bitty part is Pay-Per-View Publishing to help you tell your stories. So again, the books that were submitted, there were 25 entries. Well, actually, there were about 32 entries, but everybody did not complete what they were supposed to complete. So I'm just honored and I'm grateful. And to all of the winners, to all of the first place winners, second place winners, third place winners, congratulations. If your name was not mentioned, you are still a winner. Your story matters. So it doesn't matter what I say, what the judges say. Tell your story. All right. Tell your story. So I'm super, super excited. Thank you all for joining me. Those who are joining me live, I can I'm sure there's a way that I could probably see you, but I am not an expert at this StreamYard thing. I'm still working. So if there's anybody that wants to give me a tutorial on how to use it, I accept that. I'm good. In the meantime and in between time, I got what I got. I'm going to do what I can do. All right. So, guys, again, and listen, can you tell that I have like makeup on one side of my face? Because I don't wear makeup, but my girls took me out. It's like, okay, mama, let's do some little bit of makeover. And the lady said my skin was beautiful. So I'm like, I'll take that. I'll take that. Because if I don't love me, who gonna love me? God loves me. Jesus loves me. But I have to love me. Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. Again, congratulations to all of the winners. It has been a plump, pleasing pleasure. Better than a triple decker, peanut butter and jelly sandwich. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So until next time, stay tuned. You guys will see the flyers for all the winners coming up shortly. All right. Look for it on social media. Okay. And again, if I can help you anyway, reach out to me. You can find me at papervpublishing.com, or I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on X, all things social media. And if that doesn't fail, you can Google me, right? All right. All right. Thank you. It's been a pleasure. Have a good one. Bye-bye.